at the same restaurant where I met Kenny, and I was having breakfast with my dad, and my dad's kind of quiet, but there were two ladies sitting at his table, and she was a professor in the college, some college, and she didn't know if she wanted to have a conversation with me or not, but we got to talking a little bit, and I felt like my dad is left out of the conversation because both the ladies started talking to me more than I was talking to my dad. So I posed a question to kind of warm things up. Want to play some trivia? And she says, yeah. She didn't know I was a religious freak, you know. So she said, yeah, I like to play some trivia. She says, you ask the first question. So Walter Cooper had happened to call me the night before, and he asked me a trivia question out of the Bible. He says, what were the names of the two birds that Noah sent out of the ark? Well, I didn't know the birds had a name. I knew it was a raven and a dove, but I didn't know they had names. I says, well, Walter, I didn't think they had names. He says, well, I think the question here says they had names. And I said, well, it was a raven and a dove, and I think the dove brought back an olive branch. Oh, he says, you're right. Why we get so upset when the other guy's right? That's just us humans. So I asked that lady that question. I says, what were the two birds that Noah sent out of the ark? Her whole countenance changed. She said, I want to talk about it. I'm eating my breakfast. You know, how many of you don't want to talk about your life? I told you about hitting a squirrel the other night. The other day on my way to church, and I looked in the rearview mirror, and his tail's going like that. I didn't want to see that. How many of you look back in your life and there's something you did wrong, flopping there on the pavement? Then I adjusted the mirror and I saw the guy that was guilty. It was me. So I stopped the conversation with her. She didn't want to talk about it. How many of you don't want to take the mirror of life and look back and see where you've been? It's not a pretty thing, most of us. So I sat there, I started conversation with my dad again, and she got involved in it. I was going to a birthday party for my grandchildren. Now, I've got about 13, 14 grandchildren. I don't even know how many I've got. Let alone their ages. I'm lucky to know their names. I'm very poor in this area. And she says, how old are they? And I said, I'm eating breakfast. You're upset in my stomach. I want to talk about it. You see, we can stop talking about our lives anytime we want to. It upsets me. I look for where I've come from and I'm not pleased, or I'm deficient. I don't know the names of the birds, or I don't know the number of my grandchildren or their ages. But I'm here to tell you, the last song he sang, Amore, love makes it go away, my friends. And I love you this morning. How could you love me? How could Christ love us? He loved us while we were in the act of sin, lost and forgotten. So I want to encourage you this morning, and I hope you've enjoyed the music. I really enjoyed having him play it for you. I hope he lifted your spirits. Maybe next week, if we work a deal with him, he'll look up a few more religious songs. The closest one I saw was Sunday Morning Sidewalk, and I don't think that would fit the Baptist church down there, but maybe it fits our church here, our congregation. I just appreciate you being here, and I hope that you feel loved. I hope you feel wanted. I hope you feel needed and appreciated, because I love you, and I want to express to you the Lord Jesus Christ loves you too. All right? We're going to take an intermission and take your stuff out to the car, or are you going to come back and get it?